किसी भी समस्या का समाधान रणभूमि में नहीं हो सकता।
It was Prime Minister Modi's second day in Poland, as they call it, the moving day. First up was the official welcome. The Prime Minister drove down to the Chancellery, which is the Polish Prime Minister's office. There he was welcomed by his counterpart, Donald Tusk. Modi inspected a guard of honor. He was also accorded a ceremonial welcome. Take a look. Then it was time for business. India and Poland held delegation-level talks. Modi and Tusk also had a one-on-one. And what did they discuss? Trade and investments, defense and security, people-to-people ties, and science and technology. They also announced a major decision. The India-Poland relationship has been elevated to a new level, that of a strategic partnership. Which brings us to the statements. Modi and Tusk spoke to the media afterwards. All eyes were on the Indian Prime Minister. Would he talk about the war in Ukraine? Would he call for peace again? Well, he did. Modi spoke about the wars in Ukraine and Gaza. He said no problem can be solved on the battlefield.
Friend, यूक्रेन और पश्चिम एशिया में चल रहे संघर्ष हम सभी के लिए गहरी चिंता का विषय है। भारत का यह दृढ़ विश्वास है कि किसी भी समस्या का समाधान रणभूमि में नहीं हो सकता। किसी भी संकट में मासूम लोगों की जान की हानि पूरी मानवता के लिए सबसे बड़ी चुनौती बन गई है। हम शांति और स्थिरता की जल्द से जल्द बहाली के लिए डायलॉग और डिप्लोमेसी का समर्थन करते हैं।
This is in line with India's policy, no to war, mourning the loss of innocent lives and support for dialogue. The Prime Minister says he's ready to help, and this statement is quite important because it's a sneak peek of what to expect in Ukraine. A general criticism of war, but nothing specific against Russia. We'll have more clarity on all of it by tomorrow. For now, let's focus on Warsaw. The Polish Prime Minister was all praise for Indian democracy. He also hailed Prime Minister Modi's position on Ukraine.
I am very glad that the Prime Minister Modi confirmed readiness to engage personally in a peaceful, just and quick end to the war in Ukraine. We are certain that India can play a very important and positive role here. This declaration is of great significance, especially as the Prime Minister will soon visit Kyiv. We are certain that this visit will be historic as well.
Overall, it was a good visit. We may not have seen any big-ticket announcements, but that was never the point, really. This visit was about setting a foundation, about seeing how Poland and India see each other. And the result is good. The Polish Prime Minister probably summed it up best. He said India and Poland understand each other well, that there are no bilateral struggles or disputes. Now, not having differences is good, but having things in common is even better. It's more important. Poland is keen on finding that common thread. Their Prime Minister feels it could be defense. Let me explain this. Poland has grand military ambitions. They spend more than 4% of their GDP on the military. Next year, the target is 5%. It's much higher than most NATO nations. And where does India come in? You see, India has a lot of Russian and Soviet weapons. Moscow supplied 65% of India's weapons in the last 2 decades. These weapons need repair and upgrades. But Russia is already busy fighting a war, plus their companies are bogged down by sanctions. Will they be able to assist India? In case they're not, India needs other options. Enter Poland. Poland was a communist country during the Cold War. It was allied with the Soviet Union, so Poland too has Russian weapons, even fighter jets and tanks. So Polish officials say that they can help India with repairs and parts. Such a relationship would benefit both sides because India wants to sell weapons to other countries and Poland is on the market. In April, India appointed a defense attaché at the Warsaw embassy. The idea was to market Indian weapons, like the BrahMos missiles or the Tejas fighter jet. It's a great way to cement relationships, sell and buy weapons. Of course, complications remain, mainly in the form of Russia. Poland is a bitter opponent of Moscow. They don't directly share a border, but Russia has an enclave on the Baltic Sea. It's a region called Kaliningrad, and this region borders Poland. Now, reports also say that Russia has deployed nuclear weapons there in this region, almost 100 tactical nukes. So the Russia-Poland relationship is almost like a lost cause. No Polish party wants a reset with Moscow. The question is, can India sidestep these concerns? Can it really arm a Russian rival, and that to a neighboring one? It will be another test of India's strategic autonomy.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
On the today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies.